Hello people, it's that time. Oh yes, it's that time again. Okay. So, welcome along everyone to my live stream. Welcome to the channel. My name's Danny C. Let's get down to business, shall we? I hope everyone's doing good. I hope everyone's having a good weekend on the Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, whatever you call it. Whatever you could be doing. So let's get straight to it then. So this is the final round of the GT World Series Nations Cup online qualifiers, and it's certainly gone fast, hasn't it, with the Nations Cup online qualifiers. Obviously, we've all had our ups or downs, and so let's look to finish off on a positive note. So this is what we're going to be in for the GT World Series Nations Cup, as we're off to Japan again. So we've done Suzuka last time out, which was earlier this week in the Red Bull X 2019, and for this time round we are in the GR2s. So what's going to be happening is that there's going to be a 20 lap race with the fuel consumption rated set to times 2, along with the tyre wear rate set to time 3, and you do need to use 2 different tyre compounds in the dry. Don't worry about the wet weather tyres because it's not going to rain. So obviously you do need to use both racing medium and racing softs. Failing to comply with that rule, and therefore that you're going to get penalised with a time penalty. So more on that as well. 7 minutes qualification. Other than that we are good to crack on with whatever we need to do. The shortcut penalty set to weak. Mechanical damage is set to light. Minimum number of pit stops. Well, obviously it's a one-stop strategy. Obviously, and the tricky thing with the GR2s is that well, you're just gonna have to find a way to get past people. Even with the dirty air you get thrown at your face, then obviously you're gonna have to be on it the best you can. So the Ghost is set to strong. Other than that, that's very much what there is. And not to forget also looking back at the campaign, and obviously it's been up and down from my side, so just looking on that, and I'll gold on every area. So I felt as though if I could have done better in the Formula race, for example, the Formula car races, and the Red Bull as well, maybe I could have been very much close to the to the top 5 or in the top 5 or something like that, but it don't matter because obviously having came across a couple of quality races like Matty, for example, and Bilson, who have been fantastic through this season, and so obviously I've got nothing to race for other than just race for a good result as I could possibly get. So if I do come across, say, Matty, for example, then obviously we'll just give him just a bit of a helping hand. Unless if I come across somebody like Jack, for example, who is like one of the top alien drivers. He got 502 in round 3, which is crazy. And then you also have Moreno, obviously, in the P1. So if I can hold on to the top 50 then in the region, I'll take it. And even if I finish in the top 10 as well, I'd happily take it any day. So let's see what I could do for this time round then, for once more, before we get put into the 5 o'clock slot. So Set the brake balance 5 to the rear. Alex, welcome along. Thank you for joining in. Hope you're well, my brother. And best wishes to you if you are racing this round. I hope you're doing good and having a good weekend, whatever you've been up to. Yeah, definitely. So you never know. I might bump into the same lobby as you for the 5 o'clock slot. So it's just a case of who we're up against. But I could tell you that we're up with some really really tough competition. To tell you the truth, as he has been with some of the lobbies. Well, very much every lobby. I've been put into a lobby where the winner takes 300 plus points. So, which really comes to show that no lobby is easy to go along. Thank you, brother. Thank you. So, in that case, I've managed to get some practice behind the scenes done and dusted in terms of the tyre wear, and thanks to Fakauster once more for his GT World Series Nations Cup guide for this particular round in terms of the lap guide and strategy and so on. Yeah, so obviously no matter what happens, well, if I get a gold on every category, you know, such as like the primary, secondary locations, as well as in the nation as the region. Obviously, it came across to this is that I'll be receiving 10 million credits, which is a lot, and then so obviously I want to finish off with a positive note best I can. Yeah, I might get 12 million. Yeah, because with each round it's 2. It works out as 2 million. So yeah, 2 by 6 equals 12. So therefore that you'll earn some really good money, of course. And obviously I had to use buy a few new cars well, with millions of credits and so on. That's a good thing for sure. That's the good thing, and obviously from the Manufacturers Cup when I was doing them at the time, I received, what was it, 9 million credits, something like that, which were good. And then obviously one just away from the gold. I think it's from the manufacturer ranking, where I came 7th in the manufacturer ranking for McLaren, and only just 2 places away from the top 5. So that's as much as I can remember. So, but yeah, some income's a big payday after this race. Obviously, I've got a league race to do later on this evening as well for Jimmy's British Touring Car Championship. So come out of that before I forget. Yes, it is 4:45 in the UK, and we're just about to enter the 5 o'clock slot. Now accepting entries. Got the oil changed as well as washing the car for aerodynamic purposes, obviously. We'll give the mediums a go. Yep, I had to. Because the more you follow the car in front of with all the dirty air getting chucked at you, the more that you'll lose the aerodynamic performance and hurt your tyres more. So that's what's going to be a key factor for sure. Just the undercut and overcut, and then so it's just a case of getting the qualified together, which is some of the races have been okay. That's my kind of thinking. So because when you start on the mediums, make sure you get through the first couple of laps in one piece. Keep the mistakes to as minimum as possible, and once you get to around, for example, lap 12, therefore that'll be a good time to pit for the soft tyre compounds. And another thing to bear in mind is the pit lane entry. So you just got to watch out for the pit lane entry, because if you go over a certain white line, say on the left hand side of the white line of the pit entry, then you'll be penalised. So as it turned out, there I've had a look that I went on the right hand side of the right white line of the pit entry. I'll show you where I'm coming from. So as I'm entering, staying within the white lines, and this bit there, you could go as wide as you dare, even if you hit the barrier a little bit. And then you'll notice that I won't get a 3-second penalty for going onto that part of the white line. There you have it. No 3-second penalty message coming up, so okie dokie. Best wishes to you, and might see you in the lobby, but you never know. But best wishes to you if it all goes well. And if it don't stress of it if the 5 o'clock slot hasn't gone your way, because another opportunity will come. So hope to see you again. Let's see what time can I get on the set of mediums. .28.3. Okie dokie. So it does give me a rough indication on what to expect. Well, obviously, yeah, I'm not saying that for definite, but with the tire wear and fuel consumption rating turned on for the race itself, then obviously you'll start to feel the difference and the weight with all the race fuel on board and so on. Oh! Lovely stuff. Let's get another lap in and then go for a quick toilet break, I reckon. Not the tidiest of entries to the turn one. Just getting the groove with the soft tyres, the downforce of these cars, the mechanical grip. Getting to fundamentally trust the process of how it behaves, and obviously some places you can go wide as long as you're not going too wide, and because if you go too wide, then the last thing you need is a penalty of track limits. And then you just got to listen to the engine notes of this Honda and SX16 model, of course. With the sound of the engine braking, the deceleration, the middle of the corners, etc., etc. I'm just gonna park it here for a moment and then go for a quick toilet break. So I'll be back in 2 secs. Well, I'm back. Just over 2 minutes left, which leaves me one thing to do while I'm not burning myself out. Just to spare a moment to say what has been a journey of the Nations Cup. Calm before the storm. And just before I get into the flow of things, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment all of my life. Oh Lord, can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord, oh Lord. Alrighty then, it's almost that time, as we're about to get into the 5 o'clock slot. And best of luck to those who are taking part in round 6, the final round of the GT World Series Nations Cup online qualifiers. Don't worry if the first race hasn't gone your way, or another opportunity will come. So let's finish it off on a positive note, shall we? So let's see who we got. And there's Matty, there's Bilzen, there's Dustin, there's Kuba. Yo, is that somebody's using my livery? And hats off to you. Okay. Alright, 7 minutes is about to get underway. The qualifying. Alright then. Yeah, respect to the pole sitter for yeah, respect to the German for using my livery. So there's myself and Matty B, the last one out to get a qualifying lap in. The first attempt, should I say. Right. Let's go. Just need to tidy up the last corner. But other than that, everything's gone smooth with the first flying lap. Matty in P2. Welcome along, Skins. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well, pal. Bobby Vegas, welcome along. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well, man. For those who don't know Bobby Vegas, he has a channel for those who like to go and check him out on YouTube. He's from the United States, of course. Obviously, he does open lobbies, daily races, and bits and bats. So let's get this. What is going to be the last shot of qualifying underway. Obviously, I've got a car behind, whoever that might be. Messed it up. Not a great last lap, but all to play for in the race. So if you want, just trying to slow down for, I believe it's Matty You can have this slit, buddy. There you go, mate. This is what is my only shot of this Nations Cup race, so a lot to play for. Tyres. Starting tyres. Got the starting tyres together. So those few tenths could make a difference. Well, for Matty also, obviously there's some that's still on the flying laps. Bilson's on a flyer at the minute. Noblet, thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well. I might be wrong on that one, so my apologies. So. You've lost your A+, so in a lower lobby. So gotta leave it to the top 3 unless something happens. So I've got the starting tyres on point. So good luck to those who are doing this race. Let's play the music. Let's get down to business and do the talking on the track. Thanks, Bobby. Let's finish it off on a positive note. So if I finish in the top 8, and as long as that increases my DR, happy days. And unless if I finish higher than where I started, still good. Or even finish from where I started, then fair dues. But a long way to go. Long way to go. What number am I? As I'm in 10th. There's Dustin in number 9. Luna in the number 4. Cooper in the number 11. I'm number 12. And there's the pole sitter who's used my original livery. So hats off to him for using my original monster livery. ASMR. Whatever that means. Anyway. Somebody sees the funny side of it. Must be a German language, I don't know. Kuba's warming the tyres up. Around the outside goes Danny C, then on the inside. We're getting somewhere. We're in the slip. Stay within this slip. Following is one thing, passing is another. Whoa. Okay. Any need for that push to pass, pal? Okay. So we keep on pushing then, in terms of pace, using the pace we've got. Some wheel-to-wheel combat going off there in the battle for P7. Haas is going to go for the P7 if the opportunity comes in their way. More closer than ever. It was brave, and it was clinical and collective. Almost lost the car. Not quite close to the French driver up front, but Dusty's right behind me too. Got myself back into the 1 second window. Just to get a bit of slipstream. Been doing okay in terms of pace. It's just like, well, been consistent as I've thought so far. But there's still some work to do. Oh! Gained a couple of times on the French driver up front. I'm having that slip. I'm thinking the long run too. French driver's gone way wide there. Now or never. I'm coming in now. Just need to watch the pit entry. Don't need to refuel, just go for it. Got these two battling for position. We've got passes on all the tyres. And he was one of the first to pits. So it's going to be crazy, well, going to be difficult to try and navigate my way past people on fresh tyres. Here we go. It's okay, it's okay. Just go, go, go. Okay. We'll crack on then. Can look back at the replay. Right, within striking distance. Is he going to go defensive or is he going to let me by? Which way? He's going defensive. But who's going to be last of the brakes? Hanging it around the outside. Let's go. Starting seat time. We've got the French driver next. Sticky new tyres. Making good use of my pace now. Yes, Ben. Welcome along. Thank you for tuning in, pal. The French driver's on 2 3-lap old tyres, so anything is possible. Just need to make good use of my pace once more. The trouble is, I got my left front tyre is a bit worn. Not quite close enough, but it's going to be close towards the end of the race, as we're in the last lap now, so leave me to it. Just not close enough, but I finished higher than when I started, so that's a positive. Well done, everyone. Welcome along, Ian. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well, pal. Thank you, Bobby. Not the end of the world, but we've got... How many points do we get for 9th? 200 odd. And we'll take it. We'll take it. So I just want to say well done to the top 3. Matty, you've done yourself proud, you know, to keep challenging the top rate that is Jack Balding. Obviously, well, another opportunity will come, and too many mistakes, says Matty. Yeah, it's not easy to you know, to keep the mistakes to as minimum as possible, but yeah, so I just need to have a look and see the replay and see what the fuss is about. I've grabbed the replay or also. Alright then. So at least I've made up one place from where I started, which is better than nothing, I suppose. But yeah. So let's have a look, shall we? So replay for this race, obviously, I started on the mediums. So those in front of me started on the mediums, and then you have this person who used this person used my original livery. Everyone's on the mediums, apart from this person. Pass has gone from the softs to the mediums. That was a very different strategy that he'd done there, you know, to get himself into that top 8. So I set myself up, carried so much momentum through that corner. I was thinking inside, but no, I'm going to hang it around the outside and therefore get the overtake done and dusted at the right place at the right time. Clean, respectful, as you like. And we've moved up a place. So I'd just like to see, I don't know if it's either this lap, yeah, it was, it's a push to pass, mate. It's a push to pass. I was literally braking to where I want to brake, and then swing the car to where I want it, and then you just take no mercy whatsoever. So there's no wonder that they call this person pass, as in pushing to pass kind of thing, but the rest of the time it's just been clean. Yeah, should have given that back to be honest, but well, that person has other ideas. But through the rest of this race, I was literally, you know, just keeping it all together to the best I can, and dusting, defending as hard as he possibly can. Gives them just enough racing room, and Pass makes it around the outside, gets the move done before we head down to the next corner, which is the left-hander. And there I went for the same move once more on Dustin, hanging it around the outside, braking to where I want to brake, and then get the car stopped, power out to the corner. To be fair, this is like one of my favourite overtaking spots of this track, because you carry so much momentum around the outside. If you have that much downforce underneath you and the confidence to fundamentally trust your gut to cope with the mechanical grip with these cars have, and therefore get the moves done before you head down to the heavy braking zone onto the left-hander. So that was good fun all around. I just wish that if I could have pitted one lap earlier, then maybe that would have been a difference, but who knows? So we're going into, what was it, the second part of the race. And then you have Cooper and Dustin going side by side. Who's going to be asking on the brakes? Dustin goes a bit deep. Cooper does the switcheroo. who's going to be last on the brakes on that occasion. Dustin leaves in enough racing room. I just want to see if there was contact between myself and Dustin, because I did feel something, a little twitcher on Dustin's back end. Although I was on 1 lap fresher tyres than Dustin's, and then 2 laps younger than Kuba's, and then Pasta's just making everybody's life more difficult. So a double, triple slipstream. I just want to see, because there was something. There was a slight as a touch. Did I hit him? Looked like there was. Let's play that again. Play that in real time. It looked like there was like no contact, but it was just a little split decision, reaction I had there. Although I just missed him, but obviously then Dustin, just by centimeters away from the other car. Obviously, for some reason, that there was a little bit of a nudge, which is a bit odd. So, and what I had to do for that moment, it was nothing more than the tiniest taps, even at them speeds, yeah, and that's obviously put him just a bit offline. Although I did save him like from getting turned in on Kuba for good measure. But then what I had to do from my side is just to say like, look, it's my apologies for the slightest of taps. You know, just keep going, do your thing. So my apologies, Dustin, on the slightest of touches. Although I did rate to give way also. And then moments later, he thought, you know what, you may as well just go because my tyres are already done and you've got much fresher tyres than me anyway. So I didn't ask you all for that back, but I appreciate the sportsmanship from Dustin. Obviously, I did rate, to even from the smallest of taps, just give way, and then obviously just allow him some space up front whilst he's continuing to battle with Kuba also. But so from there on, I've went on to go and fight for more positions as well. Obviously, so as we're about to start another lap, I set myself up, ready to go for the overtake. Kuba goes defensive. I'm going back to the racing line. Who's going to be last on brakes? Nothing between the pair of us. Gave me racing room while I'm keeping it around the outside and getting the move done and dusted indeed. I like this track, especially for some good racing like that. Even sometimes, for when some people get the braking wrong, then obviously it can get messy. It can get messy. So I'd just like to see what tyres that person had left on the mediums, because I was about to suffer with tyre wear more on the softs, especially the front left, because I were literally, just chucking it around the fast right-hander And then obviously Pass was able to, just to make that strategy work, to get that crucial 8th place. So that was the highlights of what is my one and only shot for the Nations Cup. So therefore, that I'm going to crack on with the Jimmy's British Touring Car Championship that's going to be taking place at Monza at 7 o'clock. So be sure to tune in for that one. So that is the last race of the Nations Cup done and dusted. Until next time, if I get a chance, you know what I mean. So I'm going to open one of those daily tickets. So I'm just going to choose. I'll choose that one. We'll save that one for next time, of course. So, alrighty then. That is the last round of the GT World Series Nations Cup done and dusted. The story of the race: started 10th, finished 9th. Oh, they lost some DR, but not fussed about it too much. Having gained some DR from one of the daily races I've done on the first thing in the morning. When I published my my video early on as well. So obviously, and that it's been ups and downs, but other than that, I've been consistent to as best I can. Seeing as though there's some of the races which I felt I could have done better, to get some more points. But for when the results do come out for where I finish in terms of all the percentages of the rankings from 4 different sections. And no doubt that I should be receiving the 12 million, which is a big payday. Hooray! So, other than that, it's good to compete in some of the online qualifiers, to push myself through the paces, and in some of the toughest, if not the toughest, of lobbies that I come across in terms of the competition, the how level the lower playing field is. Well, for some it's depends what they got or what they're using. So while I'm literally continuing to push myself and of course get as many good results as I possibly can, but it's been good. Been some downs also, but obviously another opportunity will come, I'm sure of that. So I'm going to be live in an hour once more. Can get yourself 60% of a Ferrari GT 250 GTO with that payout. Yeah, definitely. Because it's obviously for an expensive rare car I came across. Well, not just for one car, but a few legendary cars, like 20 million. Although I do have them, which is the problem. But I suppose I could just buy another one of these and modify them to how I like it, something like that. But yeah. So, because otherwise I'll be reaching to the 100 million credits mark, having been religiously doing the online time trials and bits and bats, and then maybe sell some cars that don't even use no more, so to make up some space. But yeah. So other than that, that's very much what I've got to say for until the next one. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching for the last round of the GT World Series Nations Cup. Whatever you're doing, look after yourself. Have a great evening, great afternoon, a great morning wherever you are in the world. So I'll be live in an hour's time for the JCR British Touring Car Championship for round 4. So tune in for that one as well for my Super Saturday. I am currently leading the standings as last time out. I've extended my championship lead also. But the Temple of Speed, it's going to be an unknown territory. Well, obviously, it's going to be busy when a lot of people are jostling for positions and slipstreams and bump drafting and bits and bats like that. And just gotta be watching out for the unexpected, if that makes sense. No worries, Ian. Thank you very much for tuning in as well. Better late than never, I guess. So, but yeah, always welcome if you're free to watch the touring cars that I'm doing. Obviously, it's every Saturday until 11th of April. So hats off to GB Codger if you are watching for running this series also. And other than that, I'm going to crack on with what I need to do first things first. And then we're getting into the serious stuff. Obviously, it was crazy to realise that, looking back at the touring car stream, that I had 60-odd people watching me live, and I was like, oh, jeez, it's not often that I receive that many. But anyhow, it's nice for a bit of entertainment for sure, just as of giving those the chance to enjoy the content I continue to deliver, and the time and investment of just to play this, as well as provide the content for you guys to enjoy what I'm currently providing at this moment in time. So I'm gonna bounce and then go again in less than an hour. So have a great one all. And for myself, Danny C, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.